So Daddy T, if you are listening, and eventually you probably will listen to this episode, I'm not editing that shit out.
She'll kill us both. Like, that's fine. Like,
Oh man.
man.
So So I mean, obviously you're an author, right? So every time I have an opportunity to interview an author, it's always like the telltale sign. Like you're writing a book, you're telling a story, you kind of change the direction of the book. But let's go back in time a little bit. Like what books kind of helped you on your journey to become who you are before you even became an author yourself?
Yeah. I think one of the most spoken about on my show and in the military community is Jocko and Leif Babin's Extreme Ownership. That's a great one. And a lot of people talk about extreme ownership. But I actually don't like that one as much as I like their follow-up. Extreme ownership really laid out a context of leaders to always just take the blame, which that is taking ownership of your actions and those that are your subordinates. But what ended up happening is there was no accountability attached to that. It was like, yep, it was my bad. I didn't train them well enough. And that was it. And they wrote a second book called The Dichotomy of Leadership. And in the Dichotomy of Leadership, they talked about how you have to take extreme ownership up and extreme accountability down, where if somebody screws something up that is your subordinate, you have to fix it. You have to keep accountability. They don't just get a pass. And that was a great book attached to things that happened in Afghanistan. I had one soldier that was not supposed to be on a 50 cal machine gun. The soldier that was on it said, I don't feel like it today. And without me knowing, got off the machine gun and told the younger, less experienced guy to get up on the machine gun. They went to do a test fire and he shot several rounds of a 50 cal into a friendly motor pool. Thank God nobody was injured, nobody was hurt, but don't think that wasn't a very long report I had to talk about. So I had to take extreme ownership up. Hey, man, I didn't train that one soldier properly. I didn't tell that sergeant exactly what had to happen. And then I went back and kept them accountable, right? But at the end of the day, it all lies and falls on what I did or didn't do. Those two books are phenomenal. And I actually have another one sitting right here, Dale Carnegie. The Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends, Influence People, and How to Stop Worrying and Start Living. A lot of people talk about John Maxwell as a great leader and great leadership content. Love John Maxwell. But going through Dale Carnegie's course, learning a lot about Dale Carnegie. He wrote a book about Abraham Lincoln called Lincoln Unknown. Super fascinating. I really love a lot of what Dale Carnegie put out there, and it's tried and true over the years.
Wow.